So I saw this powerful image on Instagram. So basically it's the same artist who's, if you've noticed my profile picture, it's by the same guy. Because you can also buy his artwork as well. I'll put the link of the actual photo in the description, but it's an example of what it looks like to be yoked to somebody who isn't of your belief. Unyoked to an unbeliever. And when I saw that image, it's based, first off, it's based on the verse in 2 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 14, where it says, do not be unequally yoked together with unbelievers, for what fellowship has righteousness with lawlessness, and what communion has light with darkness. And when I saw that image, it reminds me how sometimes when we are looking for a partner, we tend to be sometimes picky. Like, for example, they have to like the same stuff, or they have to kind of, like the same movies, or the same type of kind of activities, or have a decent job. But sometimes as Christians, we tend to be less kind of strict when it comes to are they a believer or not. But the problem is, there's a reason why it says not to be yoked, unequally yoked, because it can cause actually heartache, it can cause arguments, it can cause compromises in your own faith. I mean, you've already compromised as it is marrying someone who isn't a Christian and you're a Christian, but it could even compromise you even more. It can make your faith a lot weaker as well. Okay, we've seen it in examples where the other person becomes a believer, but it's very, very small that happens. Very, very small that actually happens. So it actually causes more heartache than anything. That's why it's so important. Like, imagine you, as a believer, you go to church on a Sunday and you volunteer as well in church. Say, for example, that you serve as well in a week. What happens when your partner who isn't of a Christian is gets he wants to do other things on a Sunday? Like, someone's got to compromise, and at the end of the day, it's more likely you to be the one who compromises on your time with God. That's why it just doesn't gel. It doesn't gel. Like, sometimes we are so set in people liking the same things as us, but when it comes to actually religion, we sometimes just let it slide, but actually it causes more hurt and more just heartache than it would be if you actually married someone who is a Christian as well.